So this is probably one of the most boring updates that the iPad has had in years. There are some exciting things about it. Once again, I'll tell you at the end. The protagonist of this particular iPad Air is that it's now got the M3 chip. This model in particular is the 1TB iPad Air 13-inch with the M3 chip, Wi-Fi plus cellular, and the blue. This iPad still comes with 11 and 13-inch versions. The M3 chip on the iPad Air will allow for faster speeds, obviously. In fact, it's got a 35% faster CPU, a 40% faster GPU, and 60% neural engine. By the way, we do not get Apple stickers. Sadly, Apple, you could have at least done that to this iPad. Come on, don't you all miss the Apple stickers? And yeah, no power brick either. We do get a USB-C cable. The design and colors are exactly the same as the previous generation. We get a single camera, no flash. We get the smart connector to connect to accessories like the new Magic Keyboard, which we're gonna get into that in just a second, which is one of the things that are really exciting about this new iPad. Volume controls, we get USB-C, speakers, let's turn it on. The camera is still in the center, which has center stage. So the only new feature or spec upgrade that this new iPad has is the M3 chip. Apple does this to most of their products year after year. So all of their products can run on the latest chipset. So all of the Apple Intelligence features, for example, can run as smooth as they can. The iPad Air has always been compatible with the iPad Pro Magic Keyboard that has that beautiful, stunning, floating design. But now Apple has finally launched the iPad Air Magic Keyboard. Now it's a little bit different than the Pro Magic Keyboard. The best thing about it is that it's cheaper. There's a couple of things different about the design itself. There's no aluminum palm rest, which in my opinion is a good thing, especially in the winter, resting your palms in such cold materials. The trackpad itself does not have haptic feedback, and it only comes in white, so no black. And as you can see, it is now built for the iPad Air to have that one single lens cutout. Anyways, enough of the talking. Let's go ahead and check out the new iPad Magic Keyboard. I'm actually super excited about it, especially since Apple brought that price tag down. It was kind of tough to recommend the Magic Keyboard to some people. It is still obviously slightly expensive to a lot of people. There's obviously tons of different options out there on Amazon, which I'm gonna get into one of my favorites in just a second. But before we do that, let's go ahead and check out Apple's new Magic Keyboard. And there it is. Oh, wow. Okay. I actually really like this. As you can see, the first thing that I noticed is that it doesn't have haptic feedback. It's a physical tap instead of haptic feedback. A lot of people won't really care. You've now got the precise cutout built specifically for the iPad Air, as you can see. Okay, finally. This looks incredible. So this Magic Keyboard still has all of our favorite features about the iPad Pro's Magic Keyboard. One, we still have this floating design, which I just absolutely love the design of this keyboard right here. It brings the function row to the iPad Air, including volume control, brightness control, media playback, do not disturb button, a dedicated button for Siri. The keys itself feel exactly the same as the Pro. It obviously also brings a trackpad to your iPad, making you have a very laptop-like experience. The case itself will protect your iPad. And one phenomenal thing about the Magic Keyboard is that it does bring an extra USB-C port so you can charge your iPad from the Magic Keyboard, allowing you to have a free port on your iPad so you can use it in whatever way you want. I mean, it's great. It's cheaper. It's now finally got that iPad Air cutout. It doesn't have that haptic feedback, which is fine, and no black color, which is fine. I gotta say that I have used the white Magic Keyboard and it does get dirty a lot. So I guess that's the only color that you can choose. Now this iPad is compatible with two different Apple Pencil. It's compatible with Apple's cheapest Apple Pencil, the Apple Pencil USB-C, which will snap on the side of your iPad, but it will not wirelessly charge it. If you do want to charge it, you're gonna have to charge it via USB-C. It doesn't have pressure sensitivity. It doesn't have Apple Find My. But unlike the Apple Pencil Pro, which is Apple's most expensive, most premium Apple Pencil, which is built for artists or students that want to take the most out of the Apple Pencil experience, designed by Apple in California. Here it is. This Apple Pencil Pro will not only pair to your iPad just by snapping onto it, but also wirelessly charge. It has the squeeze feature where you simply squeeze on it and it will open up this beautiful palette. And you can draw, you can squeeze on it again, and it will show you this beautiful palette, which you can just choose different tools. You can squeeze on it again. Maybe you want a ruler, for example. maybe you want the ink, or maybe you want to change the color. I've been using the squeeze feature a lot on my Apple Pencil Pro. Definitely one of my favorite features on the Apple Pencil Pro is that you can add it to Find My. So if you leave it in college at a coffee shop, you'll be able to track it down. One of the best things about the iPad Air is that it's compatible with the Apple Pencil USB-C, which is the cheapest version, or the Apple Pencil Pro, so you can choose depending on your needs. Now, the last Apple accessory that I wanted to show you is the iPad Air Smart Folio. This is the sage color, which looks great. Using magnets, it obviously snaps right onto your iPad. It puts your iPad to sleep when you close it, and it turns on when you open it. You've got different viewing angles, which is perfect for FaceTime, or for gaming, or for sketching, or even folding it like this and this desk view that makes it very comfortable to just simply use your iPad in a desk. Now, all of Apple's accessories are great, but I wanted to show you ones that don't actually break the bank. From a screen protector to a digital pencil with Apple Find My to a magnetic keyboard case that I'm sure you're going to love. Starting off with the magnetic keyboard case from ESR. So it's got a super versatile back case, so you can detach your iPad when you want to and grab a couple notes and then put it back to the case. The magnets are actually quite strong. The angle that it goes to surprised me so much because look at this. You can push the iPad to the keyboard case, unlike Apple's, so it offers you way many more viewing angles. The keyboard itself works great. It's clicky. You've also got a multifunctional trackpad, so you can do things like swipe up to go to your home screen. You can tap to open apps. The keyboard also has a function row from brightness, volume. The keys itself are also backlit, which you can change from this button right here. There's different intensities, so you can bring it up or bring it down. The keys itself have a scissor mechanism, so they are very comfortable to type on. You obviously also have all of your iPad OS gestures like screenshots. Apart from the keyboard case, ESR has also launched the ESR Digital Pencil. And why I love it so much is because it also has Apple Find My. You've got tons of things in here. One, the pencil, I assume, USB-C cable, and extra tips for the pencil. Oh, this looks amazing in black. I mean, come on, doesn't this look incredible in black? As you can see, this indicates that it works with Apple Find My. There we go. It was detected via Apple Find My. In just a second, we can tap on connect. You can add ESR pencil. You can add that emoji. Continue. And why this thing is so cool is that it also has a speaker, so you can play a sound. That is so cool. So if you lose it at a coffee shop, it will actually be able to play a sound. This thing is so cool. It's almost equally as precise with a 1.5 millimeter fine tip. It makes it very precise. It's also got palm rejection and tilt sensitivity. You've got a button on the top which allows for shortcuts, so I can just tap on it and it will go directly to the home screen, as you can see. You've also got fast charging. It can fully charge with just 30 minutes for 12 hours of continuous use. And last but definitely not least is their UltraFit screen protector. It's this simple. Check it out. You simply close it, you press here, and then you pull tab. And that's it. I've now applied the screen protector to the iPad. That is crazy. I mean, just check this out. There are no bubbles on the iPad. It's 2 times stronger than any other screen protector out there. So if you want to pick up any of the ESR accessories that I've mentioned in this video, you can hit the link down below in the description. ESR, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. So as I was telling you before, the M3 chip allows for Apple Intelligence features to run smoother on the iPad. Whether we want Apple Intelligence to do more, in my opinion, the features that are available now specifically to iPad users are actually really useful. Let's take I'm taking an interior design class in college and I need a quick image of a house for a PowerPoint or a keynote presentation. I can now use Image Wand using Apple Pencil and iPad OS, and I can just simply circle on it and I can say house in the woods. And I can feed that information to the Image Wand and it will show me and it will illustrate me an image of a house in the woods using Image Playground. I can swipe to the right if I don't like it. Then if I pick the one that I like, I can tap on done and I'll have this beautiful image right into my notes. But the cool thing is I can keep feeding on it. So I can put dog on front porch. Let's say I want a dog in the front porch. Let's see if it does that. There we go. Look at the puppy over here. That is so cute. Also, one of the new features in iPadOS 18 is that the ability to simply improve my handwriting automatically. This is one of my favorite features on the iPad. Just look at this horrible handwriting, and it will just slightly improve it so it doesn't look as horrible. Boom. Writing tools is also really useful on the iPad. Let's say I'm writing a research paper and I want it to sound more professional, for example. Boom. And just like that, it now rewrote my entire paragraph into a more professional tone. But apart from that, I can proofread it. Or let's say I have these 3 sentences and I want it more concise, so just like shrink it down. That works. And last but definitely not least is Genmoji. Let's say I need a red car emoji. Well, Genmoji can automatically generate that for me. And let's say I don't like this one. Ooh, this one looks like more sporty. So I can tap add. Well, I can automatically add that over here. It is now saved to my keyboard, so I can automatically tap and add to that, just like if it was a normal emoji, just like that. This is truly the power of Apple Intelligence. I know we're all waiting for like more and more to come with Apple Intelligence. Trust me, I am too. But that doesn't take the fact that the features that are available now are actually really useful for the iPad, especially for that student life. I'm actually going to be making an entire video about this, so stay tuned for that. But keep watching more of my iPad related content, or hit subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.